Hello everyone, and welcome to the first week of the EGF Big East Invitationals. For the next 4 weeks, the Big East will be competing against each other in pre-eliminations to earn their seeding in the Big East Invitational LAN event in the NYC on the 7th and 8th of December. These games will be played in a best-of-5 format with 4 matches taking place every Sunday at 12 EST. So if you don't want to miss out on any of the action, make sure to follow us on Twitch and Twitter at @OfficialEGF. Today, we're starting off the matches between DePaul University and Xavier University, followed up with matches between Marquette University, Seton Hall, Providence College, St. John's University, and finally Villanova University and Butler University. My name is Kevin Navik-Castignan, and you can find, and I am joined by FBI Tugboat. How are you doing, Tug?
I am doing it fantastically. It is a Sunday for Collegiate Rocket League. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking good, and the teams are just
Yes,
getting
sir.
ready now. So yeah, go ahead.
DePaul University, Xavier University. Here's Emilio Pilapil, I believe is how you pronounce that one, playing under the pseudonym after the gamer tag Flux. Eric Wolf, playing under the stage name, the performance name, I guess you could say, is Rumble. Alex Rodriguez, playing as Karma Juni, that's his gamer tag. And then they do have the sub. The sub is Noah Cohen Califut. He's playing under the gamer tag Ofish. On the other side, blue side, we do have Xavier, a man named Michael, playing as McWiff. Jacobs playing under the name Mushu. Connor playing under the more unique name as Satisfied Onion. I can almost guarantee you that's one of those random generated Xbox names. Their sub, first name Kyle, gamer tag Broseph Hamboni. Hands down my favorite of these 8, but we'll see lots of different names and lots of different universities, everything in between.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I mean, this is exciting, Tug, for me and you, right? Like, this is kind of a big deal. I'm excited to see the Big East play.
Yes.
You know, we currently have our high school season going off as well, and it's fantastic seeing them play week after week. But I'm excited to see some high-level collegiate Rocket League. I'm going to be honest with you. As we are getting into the first game now, the teams are starting to join. So we will be getting into this.
Yeah, I'm really excited as well, Nevik, I gotta say. The Big East, obviously one of your larger American collegiate or the conferences, that's the specific name there. And having 8 of the 10 universities involved here in the next 4 weeks for seeding, we'll go into our LAN, is very, very exciting. That LAN, I believe, will be up in New York, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. December 7th and 8th is the date on that one.
Yeah, as we immediately kick this off again. Once again, we have Xavier Esports in the blue and DePaul Esports in the orange. And I mean, already immediately, there's a lot of back and forth going on as we see Flux here trying to run it, passes it to Karma. Karma looking to try and get something done there. Satisfied Onion with a good intercept, clearing it back into center field. Tug.
Oh, nasty little destruction. That might actually yield a little bit of... No, not going to actually... excuse me. After that destruction, he's going to be able to get back on that one. Now we're looking at pressure coming against our orange team. Again, that's Xavier. Ball control has been the name of the game so far. Nice aerial actions coming out. This is Flux that we're looking at.
To correct you there, Tug, Xavier is in the blue. As we see Mushu here trying to clear it out.
Sorry about that.
They are trying to get it out of their goal here as DePaul are putting on a lot of pressure, and a lot of the ball control at the moment is in that orange side, or sorry, the blue side there of Xavier.
Yep, it seems I'm actually having a little bit of connection issues here. Navik, please take it away until I get this figured.
All right, wonderful. Well, as we're having no connection, we're having some connection issues here. We do see DePaul trying to get a bit of a bounce back here. They get it into the corner there. Onion intercepting really, really well as we're seeing a lot of back and forth. Another demolition coming out, this time from Karma Juni onto Mushu as they are trying to put on the aggression, get rid of that goalkeeper and get it into that goal as quickly as they can. A minute and a half into the game, and we've still not even come close to make a shot, I would say, onto these goals. There's been attempted setups, but each of these teams are reading each other really, really well, setting themselves back up and denying the attempts. So
yeah, how interesting that's it's mostly been these explosions so far, right? No big shots out of it. We're hitting about what, minute and a half. My counter is correct. I'm getting back in this game now.
As we did just see Xavier Esports score their first goal there. Mushu just kind of walked it into the goal. Unfortunately, a bit of an over-aggressive play by DePaul Esports there. I think they were going for some boost, and they just could not manage to find it.
Yeah, you and I have talked so many times about how ball placement and being there for your teammates is so much more important than having that extra little boost. And just like that, we see both members from both Xavier and DePaul flying in at this, but uncharacteristically, a player's this high, not able to make it. Now, just as I say that, Flux proving me wrong, tying this one up 1-1 with 2 minutes 56 left. Now, what I was saying there and what Navik was making a great point on, man, that was, okay, sorry. For a second, it kind of looked like that was just a long ball shot. What that was is a good, the good effort at getting there and touching. It just did not block in the way that he needed to.
Yeah, no, that was definitely unfortunate, and if you're on the side of DePaul, very, very fortunate, managing to bring it back into a 1-1 situation here. Neither team is ahead as they're putting a lot of pressure, trying to find that second goal, get that lead, and then manage to control the game on the defensive side, I imagine. Oof, as Flux here, setting it up. Not enough boost to commit to what he wanted there, but a lovely little tap coming out by, I'm not sure, I believe that was Karma that hit that nice little tap. Rumble here looking to set it up, does get a tap and a great save coming out from Satisfied Onion, as they are going to be able to clear the ball into D-side, running it down here. A lack of boost is not going to do them too many favors, as a triple commit there. Flux and Rumble both trying to intercept that ball as Mushu tried to score the goal. Satisfied Onion here tapping it back, centering it really, really well as the demolition comes out onto Karma Juni, and again the Xavier now is managing to take control of this game.
Yeah, fantastic job by both teams getting all over this ball, but as you see, I mean, nobody's really came away with this yet, you know. It's getting lower here, but, I mean, tied up as tied can get.
Yeah, I mean, it is, like you said, nobody's really running away with it, but we did see a really good attempt at Xavier there to try and bring that to their control. As once again, it's very centered. The ball is extremely centered for Rocket League at the moment. We saw an early domination in ball control coming out from DePaul for the first minute and a half of the game, but Xavier come back fiercely, and I'd say probably evened it out by now as Karma tries to set something up. Satisfied Onion gets the intercept, and of course Flux sitting in that goal, making sure nothing sneaky gets through them. As oh no, off the crossbar.
Back and forth here, these members of DePaul just really hitting this back, you know, just fantastic passes. Now, obviously, those were active shot attempts, but really just the hair difference where they managed to hit this ball would have been individually a score in and of themselves. Now that's going back on over towards the side of Xavier, towards DePaul, and they're looking to go on the defense here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very, oh my god, just as I said, it's very back and forth. Rumble manages to sneak it past, I believe, 2 of the Xavier defenders there. Let's just watch this on replay. Satisfied Onion tries to intercept it, just doesn't have the angle, and then we see McWiff trying to knock it away, but he just wasn't fast enough, as they managed to take the lead with 40 seconds left onto the clock, Tug. What
a crucial time. Now, there's a best of 5, of course. We're going to see at least 2 more games after this one, but that, I mean, they're a score ahead. Maybe it sounds like I'm just saying common sense here, but that really could be the difference in this game coming in here, because these two teams have been fighting very, very evenly so far. Now, this is just the first game. Might just be a little bit warm-up action, but we're going to see if that matters here. Again, that's DePaul up 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, 2-1, 10 seconds left onto the clock. We'd have to see a miracle coming up from Xavier here. They'd have to get the perfect shot. As we see the seconds counting down, it's in their side of the zone. A lovely dribble coming out from Satisfied Onion there, but Rumble does manage to knock it away. They're going to try and keep it from touching the floor. Mushu getting 2 dribbles, 3 hits them away, and it taps just before it goes in.
Man, oh man. So, yeah, that's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. What a fantastic job of not keeping that ball on the ground. Obviously, time does not expire until it does touch, but not going to be enough.
No, that was extremely unfortunate, as we almost saw Xavier Esports even it out and take it into overtime in the last second. That would have been an absolutely phenomenal way to see game 1 going, but we do see DePaul taking match point, or point 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was, not the overall match point, but like I was kind of referencing DePaul, taking that one, just going up 2-1 in the series, and over there is going to really be what mattered in that first round. Now teams are warmed up, ready, alert, and alive, ready to go, going into round number 2 in this match 1 between DePaul and Xavier University.
Yeah, going into match 2 now, Xavier University started to bring out the dribbles there. They started to warm up, and I think it's exactly as you said. A little bit of fright, you know, a little bit of nerves coming in maybe, as we do see them getting into game number 2 here. DePaul up 1 in a best-of-5 series. There's still plenty of chance for Xavier to come back. They could run it back 3 games in a row.
Oh, very, very true. Very true. We have seen weirder things, stranger things, you might even say. Oh, okay, no? All right. Stranger things happen, even on cast, you know, not even just things we've heard about or some of the matches that happen off stream. We've seen nuttier things here. I think that triple, you know, the triple dribble there to not let that ball hit the ground is one of the more skillful things we have seen, because that really is not an easy ordeal, not something that comes just like lint in your pocket.
Yeah, and DePaul managing to find the first goal there. Rumble played that so patiently. If you're actually watching, he kind of sat back and just waited for Xavier to see what they were going to do, and then immediately capitalized on the arguable mistake. They didn't get the knockoff that they wanted.
They did not. We'll see how these teams fare going in. Only about not even a minute, you know, knocked off here. Very, very beginning of this match.
And goal 2 goes to DePaul once again.
Wow, okay, so kind of running away with it, right? Yeah.
What this is, 43 seconds into the round, DePaul has 2 goals there. There just wasn't anybody in Xavier's goal at the time. That was extremely unfortunate for them.
Yeah, interesting. So that's Xavier now. I guess that actually kind of makes sense with how we've been seeing this, because we've seen Xavier do nothing but play extremely aggressively. Now, we haven't really seen how they perform on defense. Maybe that's the answer right there.
Yeah, that definitely could be the answer in the situation. Is, again, I almost can't believe that we're only just over a minute into the round and 2 goals have already been had by DePaul. We need to see Xavier here bring something out. We need to be seeing them playing like they were in those last seconds. Those dribbles are absolutely phenomenal and almost got them back into that overtime. So here we see them playing quite aggressively, keeping the ball into the side of DePaul, as, again, they're just not seeming to find the angles they want to shots.
Yeah, and what we've seen the past, 20 seconds, this ball spent almost more time in the top half of this map than it has on the bottom. Very different play, forcing everybody to show off their aerial superiority and see who can get it and who cannot. It's a very interesting tactic, obviously something we have seen before. Once again, spending all the time in the world up top as Mushu gets aggressive.
Yeah, Karma Jr. there going for the long shot, assisted by, I believe, that was Flux, trying to set it up and score that goal to give them a 3-goal lead, which, I mean, anybody that plays Rocket League knows a 3-goal lead, you are sitting very comfortably.
Yeah, and then the Catbird seat, as a much more famous commentator than myself once put it. Now a big bounce coming in here. I was going to say, I would be very surprised if that did knock it all the way in. Again, these are high-level Rocket League players. They're not going to let easy balls like that roll on in.
Well, no, we'd presume not, as we do see Xavier here managing to start to gain some of the control. A really nice rebound there, but Flux and Rumble just sitting back in their goal, letting Karma try and set these plays up, as we saw some very fancy aerial maneuvers coming out there. Satisfied Onion taking the ball, Flux saving it as well. 2 minutes left onto the clock. I mean,
again, okay, I really like how Xavier is approaching each of these, but DePaul really has a great pair of defenders in Flux, and I believe that's been Rumble back there as well, joining him in that defender's box. Now, Xavier University have had players that are going for this together. They're cohesive and they're coordinated, but again, the defensive capabilities by these players on the side of DePaul is just really, so far, proving superior.
Yeah, at the moment, DePaul are putting out an absolutely phenomenal defense and just taking those chances to make the advances when they see that. But as we see that, Xavier scoring their first goal this round here, bringing them one step closer to evening it out and possibly taking the round.
Navik, a minute and 38 seconds is plenty of time to get this done. Now, all they're looking at is a single tie, and again, I mean, we saw a player just last map take this on for, an extra 10 seconds by not letting this ball hit the ground? This is still anybody's game.
No, I 100% agree, as we see Mikwiff demolish, I believe that was Flux there, And Mushu here looking to try and... Okay, Satisfied Onion though coming out, bouncing it back immediately to Mushu. I know that wasn't planned, but wow, the reads and setup there and the patience again coming out from Mushu is really, really showing.
Definitely like what we've seen from this player so far. We haven't talked about him enough on cast.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. As Satisfied Onion here sitting in goal, gets it away from Call of Duty, intercepting it, pushing it into the far corner of DePaul. A nice pass there going to Mushu, setting it back up, rebounding it center field, but interception comes out by Rumble. Rumble trying to run it down, set it up for his teammates, but again, we are just in a ping pong mode at the moment. The ball is going from immediately from one side, getting cleared to another, as a lovely little tap comes out, and Mushu saves it!
Again, fantastic, fancy footwork by this guy. Maybe we found our defensive player over on the side of Xavier. Mushu's really showed up the past 30, 45 seconds or so when it matters most. Ariel's come out by Karma. He does not want this ball near his goal.
Yeah, no, he wants to keep that cleared out as far as they can. 20 seconds left onto the clock. Are we going to see a last-minute score from either of these teams? Of course, we want to be seeing Xavier managing to get this out, even it out, because I want to see more Rocket League.
We want more time. We want more Rocket League indeed. 8 seconds to go. Getting it right there. Xavier University, they have the players all satisfied. Whiffs it. The 50-51 by the DePaul University player. And we're going to see that one going on over the way of DePaul.
Yeah, game 2 going towards DePaul University there. That looked so close. Xavier Esports there almost took it back. They almost managed to run it back and score that last goal, but unfortunately they weren't able to, as we are going to be getting into game 3 now. DePaul up 2. This could be match point for them.
Yeah, we could see a quick 3-0 in the first map. I mean, if the third game is a replicant of the second game, then I think it's just as easily we could see a game 4 and game 5. First game, a little bit different story, but 2 quick scores in game 2, then one coming out from the opposing. Really, not last minute by any means, but that really was a whole lot of action at the end and could have been tied up. We could still be watching this game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like we said earlier, we could still see Xavier run it back 3 games here, right? They got very close. Each of these games has ended in like photo finish, almost tying it up every single time. So we are immediately going to be jumping into set number 3 here as both of the teams start to join the lobby, and I'm so excited to see this. I wanna see them bring it back. I wanna see Xavier Esports take a game, at least force DePaul to match 4 or 5.
Yeah, even if this is a 3-0, it is going to be very close. It's going to be a win of 1 point, if that, for DePaul. Yeah, DePaul, sorry. Yeah, they've gotten 2 of these so far.
You are correct.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm just saying, I don't think they're going to win more than 1. This has been so close. There's no reason to believe that this is going to be anything but more close gameplay here in Game 3.
Yeah, I mean, all Xavier need to do is not let DePaul get that early lead like they have in the last few games, and they need to just be able to keep it as close as they have been, because they seem to step it up in the last, like, 10, 15 seconds of these games. And as I say that, Call of Duty just runs it straight down, scoring that first goal.
Fantastic job by here. Maybe this is what we're looking at as a new, maybe a bit of a new strategy by DePaul. Now, one of those explosions seemed to be just a result of him flying in and getting the ball in there, and as a result of his shot, if it's going quickly. But an opposing player going for that, maybe that's, like I said, maybe that's what we'll see is kind of a more aggressive defense, destroying at least one teammate of the offensive team, the team that's pushing in at that time, so they can only have one other player that even shoots as the second comes up. Maybe we'll just see Flux push this in the corner, almost like by himself. This was a great pass by Karma, but Flux is right there and literally just hits that very corner to have it bounce inside.
I mean, if you're Xavier Esports at the moment, you're having flashbacks to that last round. It's practically the same timeline as we saw. It was 2 goals within the first minute, and then it was just kind of back and forth for the rest of the game until Xavier scored one at about the 1:30 mark. So
yeah.
You've got to be looking at this and going, okay, this is a bit of a repeat. We need to consider what we did wrong. But DePaul says no. We're gonna score goal 3 10 seconds later.
I'm still going to hold on to my prediction, Nevik. I think that we're going to see Xavier University, maybe even in that last 90 seconds or so, but I think they're going to come back, they're going to score a couple back-to-back at least and make this a very close game in the end. We'll see how that goes and if the tug is proved correct or not.
Yeah, I mean, we will see. We'll see if it was like the one set during our regular season where I predicted every goal line. That was a good time.
Yeah, I remember. I saved that. I saved that clip. It was a little meme worthy.
Yeah, it was good memes. As we see Satisfied Onion running it down. Nobody's in the goal as Mushu connects with the ball, bringing a goal up here. Only 2 down, 3 minutes 30 left onto the clock. I mean, we saw DePaul just score 2 goals in the span of 15 seconds. 3 minutes 30. Yep. You can catch up.
To quote one of my favorite sports movies of all time, it could happen. That is from the classic 1997 Angels in the Outfield. 3 minutes 25 left. We got only 2 scores for Xavier to tie this up, and we have no limit on how much overtime they can be played. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct. Overtime could go for 2 hours if they really wanted it to. Let's hope it doesn't, because that kind of messes with our schedule. But, I mean, it'd be an exciting game as we see the 4th goal coming out from DePaul there. Rumble managing to run that down. Again, none of the Xavier players were just in the right place. They double committed for the ball, and then I believe the last of the Xavier players was off getting boost to the right side.
So, yeah, so kind of what we've seen, I mean, again, we mentioned it earlier, you can't go for boost in times like these, especially when you have teams like DePaul who are willing to run that right down the gauntlet, right down the middle, get these quick scores in. So not 4 goals back-to-back, but close to it. 1 interruption for the side of Xavier after they've shown what happens when you don't have the designated goalie.
Yeah, I mean, and that, again, it's not even not having a designated goalie. Most Rocket League teams don't have a designated goalkeeper. It's just not communicating who's staying behind at those right times.
Yeah, I guess that's a better way to say it. I'm sorry about that.
That's absolutely fine. As we see Flux is setting up for his teammate, and then a Rumble appears out of nowhere. These people are just running around like acrobats, knocking this ball left, right, and center, just trying to play keep away from Xavier and run the clock down. Like,
yeah, the aerial play mentioned earlier is just such a good idea. You're forcing the other team to play up to your skill level, right? Having to manipulate your car in midair and hit this, not just make connections, but hit it where you want to. Tough stuff. Another score coming out from Xavier. They are looking at 2 more to get this tied all the way up. Again, plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, that last goal was really, really interesting because you saw Mushu just commit, right? Mushu saw the opposition flying. I believe it was Karma flying towards the ball, and he just committed, and it completely paid out for him because he was just in the right position to immediately rebound it after Karma touched it and score that goal. And again, now Xavier's starting to turn on the heat a little bit. They've been simmering, but here we go. We're picking it up a little bit.
Yeah, getting spicy here in the last minute and a half or so, Navik.
Yeah. Again, a bit of a misplay there from Mickwith and Mushu bouncing into each other and actually giving DePaul control of the ball. As we see a Demolition coming out, and Flux here with, again, the fancy aerial footwork because they've just managed to save the ball here. Mushu, again, is the name of the game at the moment. This man has been putting in so much work for his team.
Yeah, he has been putting in the work, we might say. Nice job here, satisfying and launching this one far away. They do not want to just waste time like that. That's not even really a shot so much. Oh, nice block here by Satisfied. So he's been kind of the ball player so far. Again, another explosion. I wish we had a counter for these because I think that we have had just as many explosions as we have had goals so far, Navik.
I believe we're on 7 demolitions, 6 or 7. There have been quite a few throughout these last 3 games as it hits the crossbar and all of the Xavier players try to defend from it, managing that. McWhip here being the one to save that. I mean, that looked a little eerie if you're Xavier there. That was a little bit concerning. Giving DePaul another goal when you're already 2 down definitely isn't going to work out for you, as I believe that would have been our 8th demolition coming out there. Satisfied Onion trying to make the result. 9th demolition coming out, and at the moment it just seems like DePaul is going for these demos and trying to pace the timeout, which is exactly what they need to do if they want to win the set.
Yep, I love this. I absolutely love this strategy. forcing the respawns coming out. Yes, it's only a few seconds, but I mean, if these players have 100 boosts, then you're forcing them to invest more time when they come back to try and get that. We've already seen that Xavier players, the DePaul players for both of these teams at different times in this match have opted to actually go for that boost and defend. So that's forcing them to make that decision again.
And that is game, set, match for the first, I guess, set of the Big East Invitational, with DePaul taking the win 3-0. Now, I mean, that is really something coming out there, as we are very quickly going to be jumping into our next set of games. So we're going to cut it to a quick break as we set this back up. Again, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you to both Xavier and DePaul for taking part in these games. We'll see you momentarily.